when the kid was like walking out, I was like, he's not going home. I know he's not going home.
You can transfer mana from master to servant or whatever, and you do that via sex.
Yeah, that's literally the reason. That's the point.
You're not a king, you're just a girl.
Really likes Saber's face, so he puts Saber's face on a lot of different characters.
Until that moment when he was just like, fuck you all!
Yeah.
It's Otaku time! Yay! I like Unlimited Bladeworks more than Zero, though.
Same. I would have, I could watch Unlimited Bladeworks like 7 times in a row before I'd watch Zero.
Yeah.
But like, I still would watch Zero like 5 times in a row after the 7 times of Unlimited Bladeworks. Like, it's good. It's not bad. It's just
it was definitely
Unlimited Bladeworks just had me invested so much more emotionally.
Unlimited Bladeworks was definitely not as stressful as Zero was.
Yes, can confirm.
Yeah, it was a lot more. It seemed a lot more laid back.
Yeah.
The stakes were high, but not as high as Zero.
Yeah.
It was an all around much more enjoyable time.
Yeah. It was Tosoka and or Tosoka fighting just because that's what she just wanted to do.
Tosoka.
And then what?
Tosoka.
What did I say?
Tosoka.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Right. Okay, my bad. Rin.
Right.
Yeah. Rin was just fighting just because she wanted to. And then Shiro was fighting because he didn't want the bad people to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, like, dynamic character, did the thing to be dope as fudge.
Yeah.
I know, right? Why did I censor myself? And then the principal, I forget what his name was. Caster's master.
Kazuki? Is that her name?
Maybe? That sounds about right.
Yeah.
He was just a teacher.
Kazuki.
He was just a teacher? He wasn't the principal?
He was just a teacher.
Oh. I thought he was a principal. Weird. Yeah, so him. Wow, I forget where I was going with that. Come on.
Anyways,
Yep.
it's weird how Ryder was like completely taken out of the mix. Like, Ryder barely existed.
Yeah, she was in there for like a scene and a half.
That's one thing that I don't like about Unlimited Bladeworks is how little Ryder is involved.
Yeah.
In Heaven's Feel and even in Fate, she's involved more. Like in Heaven's Feel, she has like probably one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in anime. So.
Oh, that's cool. That is awesome. I did feel like her character in Unlimited Bladeworks was done a disservice.
Yeah.
Because she was there for like 3 scenes and then she just gets like obliterated.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was pretty
How
weird.
are you going to design a character looking like that and then just have her
Yo, for real?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I could see Lancer being that way because, well, it's Lancer, but like, come on, dog, why you gotta do Ryder like that? That
Well, it was a
body.
Totally different Ryder.
Yeah.
They didn't flesh that out whatsoever.
Yeah. I also don't understand how she was a Ryder. And I think that kind of screwed me up a little bit.
I have feelings about that. I had no idea either. Like,
yeah.
She was just like because they didn't do anything with it. Like, they didn't explain her at all. She had 0 interaction with Shinji to like give her any kind of character.
Yeah.
She was just like, she might as well just been like a fucking nameless villain.
There's all reasons for that.
It was
There's reasons for all that.
For what?
For why she doesn't really interact with Shinji and why you don't know she's a rider. Because, well, she got eliminated so early, but she's a rider.
Yeah, but how?
She'd be riding that. Anyways.
Do you want me to tell you?
I mean,
you can watch the Heaven's Feel movies.
All right, bet. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, don't tell. Don't spoil.
Yeah.
Don't spoil.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, I like the Limited Bladeworks for the focus on basically just Shiro and Ren.
Yeah.
It was just, they were the main characters. It was just the 2 of them, and then everybody else was around them. The servants complemented the master's story. It was their trials going through the cup as opposed to everybody being the story.
Yeah, and how Saber was passed around more than the neighborhood bicycle.
Yeah, poor Saber, dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
How about when she was like tied up in the basement? I was like, oh my, I wonder who this is for.
This is for me!
I believe they call that fan service.
Yes.
I learned things.
Yeah,
there was a lot of that in Unlimited Bladeworks. Like, there was like 7 times where I felt like they didn't have to get that angle of Rin so you could just see her chest.
Yeah.
Or just up her skirt, sort of.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not mad. Yeah. I'm definitely not mad.
The Saber shit was so clear. I was like, wow, I could probably see art of this somewhere.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just feeling bad for her. I was like, no. I just was having berserk flashbacks.
No, not her too.
Yeah, and then Archer just like swaps teams, like, and then did the thing that I was hoping that he was gonna do, but like 7 episodes later, I was like, all right, better late than never.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a interesting. That was like an interesting, like, I guess whenever that was, which was like, I felt like that was in the season 2 when like Archer actually changed over, and then Shiro and Archer had that little clash, and then Shiro ends up like learning how to do his projection better and stuff like that. It was just like
unlimited trace works.
What?
Go on.
Come on, man. And then they actually it ends up to their battle with and then Gilgamesh stepped in after that one, right?
Yeah.
Weren't they battling?
Yeah.
And then
castle.
Yeah,
and then Gilgamesh was like, "That's cute."
Yeah.
Shink.
Yeah.
Did his little
face.
Yeah, that was when Saber was fighting, right? Yeah, when they showed Unlimited Bladeworks for like the first time, and then that whole little like internal, if you could call it that, like duel between Archer and Shiro was like dope as fuck. I was like, yes please, yes please, because I also like that, like as slowly as you got on, the more you're like, is he that? Are they? That makes sense if they're the same, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't get it until they straight up said the hero Evia, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
yo, really?
Like, because then I started thinking back to all those other moments, to the point like when like the first little hint at it when Saber was like, oh, you like his sword style better?
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Shiro used to be in the archery club, and
so that's what I was thinking. I was like, makes sense why he's an archer. He used to be in the archery club, and then like the first thing that like I thought of where like they first hinted at it was when he projected his swords. Like
they were copies of his swords.
Yeah, that's why he was so good at it. That's why he was able to do it. I was like, like that's not when I like picked up on it. I was much later. Yeah. But that's like when I was thinking back, I was like, that's how he was able to do those swords so well. That makes sense.
You know, the whole lead up to that too. That to when she called him like the hero Emiya. I still had no idea. I was like, wait, what? Who is this guy? I was like, why is he talking to him like this? What's going on? And it was so satisfying. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I had like a hankering, like probably like 3, like maybe like an episode before that. I was like, that's totally him. It's him, isn't it? It's him. And then they're like the hero Emiya, and I was like, knew it.
Yeah. Time doesn't exist. You can call a hero from the future.
Yeah. Well, because they said something about calling heroes from the past, present, and future, and I was like, that makes sense. That it could be him.
Yeah, I straight up did not get it until she just said
it. Well,
they were like, it's him.
well, doesn't Archer say trace on like when they were having their duel, fighting, right?
Yeah.
Like their first duel,
like, right? In the basement or whatever, and he was like, "Hey, he said what I said."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was like, "It's him, isn't it?" Yeah,
like no idea. Like I had no inkling of.
And it even makes sense why Shiro had so much contention for him, right? He was just already like he had so much animosity towards the guy, and it was like, well, yeah, it makes sense because that's not who you want to be, but you know that. You know that he's not that person. You know what I mean?
The bone.
Yeah, you don't get it.
No, I need to watch it
dubbed.
In dub.
I am the bone of my sword.
I need to watch it.
He does it so good. Yeah, that was a pretty dope scene.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts of the series was when Rain and Shiro went on a date.
Yeah.
Saber was just tagging along.
Yeah,
like I love
her
her
at the baseball thing, and she's getting all upset because she's not hitting it. It's like,
and then it goes to the next scene, and they're just like, "Wow, Saber, you don't have to be that mad."
I love like she had the baseball helmet on, and her little piece of hair was still sticking out of the top of it. I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, that was such a wholesome scene.
It made her.
Time period.
Yeah, it made her seem like so much more real. Like that. It made her seem like so much more like a genuine person in this universe, as opposed to just like a weapon drawn from another part of time. You know.
I was like, stay forever, please.
When they were on a bus and she couldn't figure out how to eat the little fish thing, which I forget what it's called. She was like, wait, no, wait. Like I was like, oh man, this is adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, what was my favorite scene? I don't know. I watched it like a week ago, so like it's a little foggy. I liked Unlimited Bladeworks more because I am a sucker for a happy ending.
Oh
like,
my god, and it was so good.
Yeah, it was such a happy ending, and I was like, yeah, no, I mean this is amazing. This is what I want out of everything I watch. I don't want to see this sad shit. No, give me this happy shit.
Yeah,
I want the investment that I had emotionally to come out to fruition, please.
Yeah, it was so much more satisfying. Like even just because it was positive and they had a good ending, and I was like, oh, this is really nice. Mind you, I didn't realize how invested I was until their love story until that episode.
She's and crying the tears, and she just gives the thumb.
Yeah, it made me so happy inside. I was like, oh my god,
yeah,
this is so nice.
Yeah, it's adorable.
But like it was like polar opposite from the end of Fate Zero.
Yeah,
where it was just miserable and sad, and everyone's dead.
Yep.
I was like, fuck, man.
Yep. Yeah, it was. It definitely was a polar opposite.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. I really liked how Rin and Shiro kind of bounced each other off, where Shiro was more like laid back and kind of just like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. And Rin's like, no, not yet. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm still going to do this. So
yeah.
Yeah, I really liked how that kind of just like clashed the whole series.
Because it was just a good payoff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, like they survived the Grail War and they got to live up to that point, at least, a happier life. I don't know if there's anything that takes their story further.
There is a sequel. It's called Fate Hollow Atraxia, but that's only a visual novel. There's no anime adaptation of it. So
okay,
boo. I have to play something. God.
Yeah. So I mean, even then, I'm still satisfied with the way their story ended there. I was like, I want to see so much more of them because I love them.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that Shiro went and paid his respects. Pressed F on King Arthur's grave home.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, can they just summon her to hang out?
I know, right? Like it would have been so dope for like archers, like like make like a ghosty apparition to just kind of be like, just like tears, just like. Yeah.
Saber's just looking down from the heavens. Like the end of Star Wars. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Fate Zero left me empty inside. Like that, because it felt like there was no payoff. It just kind of ended.
Yeah, Fate Zero left me the way Fate Zero should have left me.
Yeah,
and Unlimited Bladeworks left me the way that I feel like it should have. Like Fate Zero, like you just have this dark, kind of stressful, almost like overtone throughout the whole movie, and that's how you end with. You're like, damn, that was heavy. But then like Unlimited Bladeworks, like it's just built up such like a happy and like go lucky kind of feel to it. Like we're gonna do this, and then eventually they do. Yeah. So it's like it's nice to have those emotional those emotions like brought to fruition.
Yeah, I think for me, because it was so hard to get into, just because of how dense it was, like I'm more focused on figuring out who anybody is as opposed to like actually paying attention to what's going on. Right. That by the time I actually kind of started figuring things out, it just kind of ended.
Yeah, that's fair.
On such a down note.
Yeah.
So that I didn't get any kind of like payoff for, like even if it's like a sad ending or like it's just bad for the character, whatever, it could still have a payoff. I'm not restricting my enjoyment out of a happy ending.
Yeah.
But the way it ended, like it was just so dense, and then it just stopped, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" I just started figuring this shit out. Like I started like I just learned your name.
Yeah. I just found out who you are, and now you're gonna die.
Exactly. Like I hate Gilgamesh.
Nerd.
I hated him so much,
yeah.
And then to have it end the way it did, and I was just like, this sucks.
Yeah. Just having the cheesy little grin that he would always have, like, you eat shit.
Yeah. Fucking sense of superiority. I fucking hated it.
Yeah. Right? That's what I'm saying.
I will say with Unlimited Bladeworks, one of the things, and it's probably because it's like you said, it's probably fleshed out in another anime or another source. Sakura has like completely disappeared.
Yeah. Well,
like, I didn't because
she got hurt in the rider / caster attack at the school, and then she was in the hospital. But then I mean after that,
considering her relationship to Rin, I thought she was gonna have a much bigger impact.
Well,
or she was going to have a bigger story in it.
Also, it kind of seemed like that Rin and Sakura kind of
They have a weird understanding.
Yeah, well, I think Rin knows, but Sakura might not.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like that's kind of what I was feeling like.
But yeah, like because Sakura's a powerful mage too, isn't she? That's why she went to the Mato family.
Yeah.
So she has mage power. Like that's why I was like, this whole like
I
tangent
mean,
is
her not
unexplored. Like her having nothing to do with the series felt weird to me.
Yeah.
So
well, then also, her brother is
not a mage.
He is.
Shinju.
Well, he doesn't.
Shinju,
I thought he doesn't. He has
He's-
latent mage abilities, but he doesn't have any.
The Mato family doesn't really have, like, they are a mage family, but they are like super weak, even though they're like one of the oldest families.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the old crazy, like the old guy with all the bugs. and
Take
whatnot.
my worms.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was gross.
Also, if you didn't notice, those worms were shaped like penises.
I didn't.
I didn't.
Huh.
Yeah. So
Pull it
little
up.
Sakura was just floating in a bunch of penis worms.
Wow.
Yep.
That is a statement that I can't unthink of now.
How tragically her story ended in Fate Zero. I wanted to see more of her in
Tragic?
Bladeworks.
She said, "Bitch, get out," and killed her brother. Right?
Sir, did we watch the same anime?
The gray haired guy.
Her
right?
uncle died in front of her.
Yeah.
Slid down the stairs.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
she's
she
so
just, like,
traumatized. She took that as a sign. Don't disobey grandfather.
Oh yeah. See, I took that very maliciously. She was just like, "Ha, da bitch."
Well, she just spent probably weeks in a pit of dickworms. Like, what do you? She's a child.
But he did it for her.
He also himself went crazy and killed her mother. So, didn't kill her, but fucking made her go brain dead or some shit. That I also didn't fully understand what happened with her.
Yeah, that was.
There were a lot of things that happened in Fate Zero that I felt like should have been fleshed out in Unlimited Bladeworks, but I was still satisfied with that.
Mm-hmm.
Are those things explored in other forms?
So, with the Fate series, there's a lot of discussion on what the order you should watch things in because of their interconnectedness and the different routes.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Heaven's Feel route involves Sakura a lot more. And some people say that you shouldn't watch Fate Zero before you watch Heaven's Feel because it spoils a part of Heaven's Feel. Or Heaven's Feel spoils... No, wait, no. Yeah, Zero spoils Heaven's Feel because, like, in the visual novels, you don't know that Rin and Sakura are sisters. So that whole part, that's why...
that
so,
makes sense.
when you watch... Zero first, then you know that they're sisters, and then that kind of skews things for you.
Oh, so Unlimited Bladeworks is going on the idea that you don't know that they're sisters.
Yes.
That makes so much more sense.
Okay, yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Because the whole time I'm like, I feel like they were both old enough to remember that they were sisters.
So that makes Rin's comment to Shiru outside of her house like so much more like alluring than just than obvious when she's like, if you something about like giving away like a mage and sister or something like that. Like she's basically like saying like,
explaining
how would you
two,
feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes it so much more like deep when you like don't think like, oh, no, are they? Where like it's just like, oh, you're sad.
Because Unlimited Bladeworks keeps it vague, but Heaven's Feel like connects it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted better for Sakura just because again how tragic it was in Fate Zero. I wanted more for her. I wanted happiness for her.
She seemed
felt
happy.
so bad.
She seemed happy in Unlimited
With
Bladeworks.
Shinji as her fucking brother, she wasn't happy at all.
I mean, not that. She seemed happy with
Shinji was a fucking dick. I hated
Shiru,
him.
and then
He's way worse in Heaven's Feel. Just so you know.
God, really?
Yes.
Oh fuck.
and then
Poor
also
girl.
like the teacher, mother, guardian, parent thing that was just chilling at Emiya's house.
Fujine.
Yeah.
Fujine.
Yeah, I loved her. She was fucking.
Oh yeah, she was dope
great.
as shit. Yeah, I loved it. But I was like, you're a teacher and you're staying. Like, I know cultural differences are there, but like, that's weird, right?
I feel like I'd watch an anime just about her though. Like she was such a fucking character.
Yeah. and then I guess it was the same thing that happened at the school. And like Fujine was just like asleep for the rest of the movie.
Exactly. She'll sleep for
tight.
a week.
Yeah. I was like tight. That's awesome.
Yeah, I loved her. I just loved Unlimited Bladeworks, man.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was such a feel good anime, especially
comparatively.
Contrast to
without a doubt.
Zero.
So I want to circle back to Rin real quick.
Mm-hmm. Best
so,
girl.
Yes. So Rin is like the blueprint of what a tsundere is. So a tsundere is a character, mostly girls, who like has an outwardly like cold or aggressive disposition towards another character or whatever, but actually has deep feelings for them and cares about them. So like the sun part is like the cold aggressive part, and then dere is the caring part.
Oh, okay.
So she's always like getting flustered and calling him like an idiot and like
You
baka,
idiot!
baka. Yeah. So she's
The
like
kind of girl that was spitting your food, but just saying that she likes you.
sure.
Yeah.
Story is revealed a kink.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
well, never mind.
The brattiness of her, I was like, oh, it's charming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute seeing her like just be like a
Especially
dick.
because Shiro's just like, what, dude?
Yeah. What did I do? Sorry, did I say something wrong?
Yeah.
And then she was like all pissed off when they like shared that moment of when she was spying on him.
Take your
like,
shirt off.
I was like, ooh, this is getting good.
She's like the perfect blueprint of what a tsundere is or like is not.
Yeah.
Nice.
That makes sense.
And I wanted to talk about the ending, a little Easter egg. So remember when Shiro is in the clock tower and he talks to the teacher with the long black hair?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you
He's
have,
important, right?
that's grown up Waver.
Ah.
Get out of here, really?
No way. He seems like such a dick.
That's
Aw.
awesome.
That's not who I wanted Waver to be.
He has his own show too.
Does he
Oh, shit.
really?
Yeah.
I do want more Waver too. I wanted more Waver and Rider. I was like, finishing Fate Zero, I was like, I need Sakura to have an arc, which he didn't. And then I was like, I want more Waver.
Yeah. That's so cool.
It's weird that he went back. You know, like, because I feel like at the end of it, he was like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to do this.
well, he matured and then got older and stuff like that. I'm sure like
Yeah.
he was
had,
probably
had
like
his fucking light stolen by life and was just miserable.
yeah. He's probably like, yeah, no, I kind of need some money.
Miss Rider.
Cuz he was a teacher, right? Or was he a student?
He's a teacher. Yeah.
Teacher, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting the impression of.
I want
But
to
he
go
was
back
like-
and watch that actually because I don't remember their interaction exactly.
He was kind of a dick about it, Waver, right? Wasn't he kind of like real aggressive and like cold?
Yeah, a little bit.
He was a little cold, but I don't think he was aggressive. That's why, like, I don't remember what they were saying exactly. But I want to go back and watch that now. Now
Said
that I know
something
that's
like-
Waver.
Yeah.
You ain't shit.
No, you survived the grave
Fuck
war.
your couch or
Grail
something
war,
like
you think
that.
you're the shit. I survived it too, little bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. I lost my friend in that.
Yeah. What'd you lose? You got some.
That's true. But he did lose Saber. Like
He
3
got-
times.
Yeah. He sucked as a master.
Yeah. It was, but because he was his own servant.
Poor Saber, dude.
Also, can we talk about where Archer came from at the end of Unlimited Blade
Oh
Works?
yeah, that he died and conveniently came back to life as a plot device.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's probably some weird background information that explains something or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
but there's
Well,
not
'cause
like that.
he-
Like we can admit that was strictly just for the plot, right?
Didn't he say that he follows as the Archer class he follows his own rules. He can command himself, just like
for
Gilgamesh.
a little bit of time.
I think that might have been it.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I forgot that the Archer class is special that way.
Yeah, the Archer
Yeah.
class specifically. He doesn't. I forget how he said it exactly. Basically, he lives his own life.
Yeah.
He does
yeah.
what he wants.
Yeah,
that's
what-
how he was summoned in the first place. Because Rin didn't have a catalyst, but he showed
Yeah,
up
but he
anyways.
had
The pendant.
Yeah. Yeah, Shiru still had the pendant for his whole life,
Right.
and that's what because there's only one pendant,
Mhm.
and they both had it.
Yeah.
Now there's 2.
Yeah, now there's 2.
I'm glad they didn't go too far into that because it would have been really confusing too.
Yeah, if they would have
Like,
explained
Archer
the time.
was like, if you
yeah.
kill him, you're still gonna exist. And I was like, cool, stop it there. don't try to kill. He's like, it's worth a shot. And I was like, cool, stop it there.
Yeah.
Because like the whole time travel, like I was like, this is not
Yeah.
the space for this. And I'm so glad they didn't try to
Yeah.
go any further.
So I was doing the same thing like when that was happening. I was like, wait, if he kills him, that means he doesn't exist. But I was like, wait, he actually came from the future, and then this is a whole different thing. It's a
Because Saber had a good point. Like
It kind of makes sense.
the servants exist outside of time. Time
Mhm.
is meaningless. The
Yeah.
past, present, and future. So even if he kills Shiru in the past, he
Yep.
already exists outside of time. So it
Yep.
would have no effect on him.
Yep, exactly.
It was cool.
He
That
still
was
he still
interesting.
exists in a different universe, and he can
Exactly.
still be pulled from that universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I loved it.
it was tight.
I love Bladeworks. It was really cool.
It was dope.
So there's still plenty of other Fate content that you can watch.
Yeah, there's like 17 things when I typed in Fate in Netflix.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend Fate Apocrypha, which is the 7-on-7, and Fate Grand Order. It has a really long name. It's like Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Babylonia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just call it Fate Babylonia.
Where can you watch / play these graphic novels?
Visual novels.
Visual novels.
PC. But there you can't buy them. You have to like torrent them or something somehow and then do fiddly
That's
stuff.
illegal.
Yeah, whatever.
But like
Come on,
where where do you like
Online somewhere. I don't know.
somewhere
Where
floating around the
non-illegal
area?
things happen.
But like where would you get them? Where would you have got them legitimately? Like some Japanese website maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Just so you know, going through all 3 routes is like over 100 hours.
I just was curious, okay? Look, I wasn't saying I was going to do it.
I'll just watch somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of visual novels are very, very, very long
Wow.
to go through.
Well, I played Persona 5 Royal, so I think I can do it. That was 120 hours for reference.
Subtle flex.
Platinum trophy.
Nice.
It feels good.
Okay. I'll probably dig. Because I want to learn more about Sakura. Like, I want her to have an arc. I feel like she should have been more important.
Yes. I would highly recommend watching the Heaven's Feel movies. They are visually beautiful, and the story is also very interesting.
Okay.
So
the Grand Order with the whole bunch of names. What was the first one you said?
Apocrypha?
yes.
Apocrypha, and then
Heaven's
the
Feel.
Heaven's Feel. Okay.
Yes.
Those are on the list of things to do after my homework's done.
Exactly.
So, for your homework,
Yay.
Shit, you reminded the teacher.
Damn it, Marley.
I didn't do it. You did.
You're to blame too.
you guys are going to be watching Konosuba.
Ah.
So, this anime is an isekai, which I'll get into next week. I'll explain that next week.
Okay.
But he goes into another world after he dies, and he meets a goddess, and she gives him the option to have any power or any item to go into this world. It's like a fantasy world.
Mhm.
And so he chooses to have her with him.
Ooh, smart.
They both go down. She is not happy about that because she wants to be doing her godly things.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out she's a useless goddess. And
Nice.
Hilarity ensues.
yeah, this is they find like 2 other people who are also useless, and they go try to defeat the Demon King and whatever. And
Well, if there's anything anime has told me, 3 useless people makes 1 very useful person.
and this is one of the funniest anime I've ever watched.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's awesome.
So is this only humor or is it action? Very actiony.
It's mostly humor with like action parts too, I guess.
Okay, so it's like a comedy movie or comedy movie series.
Series. Yes.
Where's this on?
It is on Crunchyroll. It is on HBO. It is on maybe Netflix. Well, then you have a lot of options.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
Bet.
Looking forward to it, man. And I want some laughs.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna like that's what I was kind of hoping that the next one was gonna be like something funny because I'm like, man, it has been bloody.
Yeah, dude.
depressing.
After Fate Zero and after Berserker and then Fate Zero, I'm
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ. Oh,
Yeah.
Poor Ilya.
poor
I
Ilya.
know, right?
Poor Ilya. Poor
That was the cutest way to say the most deranged name I could think
I feel
of.
so bad for him, man.
I feel bad for Hercules, man.
He'd be alright.
Hercules. Anyway.
All right, friends. That's all we got for today. Don't
Yep.
forget to like and subscribe.
Mhm.
Please comment your thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and share with all your weeby friends.
Yes, please.
All the
We'd
weebies.
appreciate that. Bye.
Sayonara.